with a mouthful of smoothie.
Protein, yeah, smoothie. I had trouble swallowing. Good morning.
Hey, good.
Hey,
chance
Christy Flood.
that
Hey,
I
Matthew.
will. I want to pick up those tickets from you for Maui. Let me get home and talk to Kat about it first, but
Okay.
I wanted to let you know that there's a good chance that we'll be able to make that happen.
Good stuff. Awesome.
I feel sorry for you. Take one for the team, right?
Well, you know, somebody's got to do it.
That's right.
Oh, good morning, Michael.
Morning, Don.
Patrick, good morning. Got your coffee? All right, you guys, we will, oh, and we are already recording. My goodness. We guys, we better be saying something of value.
Yeah.
While people are still arriving, why don't we kick this thing off a little bit? And Russell, while you're still in signal range, should I call on you when you're stopped, or do you feel like you have a good signal right now?
I'm in the middle of the Bay Area, so my signal should be good, I think.
Okay. Well, you guys, we had EXPCon last week, and of course that was in Vegas at Mandalay Bay Hotel, and gosh, I think we had over 6,000 people there. It was a tremendous event. We just had crazy number of fantastic speakers. I'm excited to share my ahas regarding Nick's presentation, the keynote. So nobody take my thunder on that, okay? When you got your ahas, I want something other than Nick. With that, Russell, why don't you kick us off? What really made an impression on you, or what did you take away that was valuable and made you glad that you were there?
Well, I'm going to cover three things. I wasn't planned, but as I started thinking about it, when you asked me if I had some ahas, I'll cover three things. So number one is the group that we are in is by far, in my opinion, the best group in the company. You know, if you all have not met, you know, Don, Tom, Randy, Brent, all those guys halfway, like you're missing the boat. I had, as Don and folks know, a number of people that we're trying to bring on to EXP, as well as a bunch of people from EXP at the event, and the relationships that we formed, and you know, the commitments that we got from people and the meetings that we had with like Amy Weaver and other folks. There's absolutely no way any of that would have happened if I wasn't at EXPCon. And it looks like we're bringing over a brokerage of at least 10, and it's starting to create synergy with other folks that you guys have let me bring on. So that's number one. Number two, and again, I apologize, this is going to be the second thing that you don't get because you weren't there, but then I promise I'll deliver on something that I thought was phenomenal that was there that I could bring back here. The second thing was, how great was it that this was a place where you could go to EXPCon and get value from the Affinity program, the Relo program, and the REO program, all in one event where you can get trained and certified in all three. And let me tell you, they are absolutely working. I have received a Relo referral. I have received information on Affinity, and I signed up for their program yesterday. If you all haven't done that, you absolutely should. And then number three, the REO program that we've rolled out is absolutely fantastic. I am continuing to help the company with some of my national accounts, and I guarantee you they have thousands of listings all over the country. So these events, you just have to be there. I know we used to give A, B, and C grades, right? I'd probably give myself a B+. I was there, I was engaged, I brought people, the people I brought people. So, you know, we were there. Now, the last thing that I'll share back with you, and I won't steal your thunder because Nick was awesome, is I was in Mike Sherrod's session, and I'll tell you, the number one thing he says is just start putting out content. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can start with your cell phone and start recording, right? And then, you know, there's two different ways that you can launch your channel. Number one, with your own name. It's not that hard. You launch with your own name and you use your cell phone. Everybody has a cell phone and everybody has a name. So it's most important that you just get started producing content. and get it out there. If your content is out there and working for you 24 hours a day and it hits, 10 people, well, that's 10 people you wouldn't have hit without that social media content. So instead of picking up the phone and calling 1,000 people, right, you could actually have that content working for you all of the time. I am not a pro. I have just started my YouTube channel and I'm starting to put out content. And I already have videos with over 1,000 different views. And I signed up for Mike's class and I'm taking Mike's class. So I would urge all of you, if you want to be successful as we start to go into these tougher times, you have to be on social media. I guarantee you that everyone on this call is either on Instagram or goes on YouTube or is on Facebook. If you're on there, your clients are on there. It is not hard to create video. It is super easy. You need a cell phone and a name, and I know you all have that. So that would be my big takeaway that I could take back. But the first two was, if you're not meeting this group halfway, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I'll tell you, if you haven't already done it, sign up for the Relo, sign up for REO, and sign up for Affinity. This company is absolutely on fire.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Russell. And you give me energy. That's one of the reasons why I show up, is because it's just fun to go out and make stuff happen with you. So thank you for being part of our team.
John, I was not that much fun on Wednesday morning. I was struggling. My team took me out and they kept feeding me drinks. And I'm sorry at that meeting if I didn't look too good, but you also have a good time at these things.
Okay, that's classified information. Strike that last comment, Eric. No. Vegas, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Didn't we get that straight? All right, who's up next? Tom Daves, I know you've got some ahas.
Okay, well, I think it was Tarek that was mentioning that, right now we're going into, yes, the market is shifting, is changing, but it's normal. We're going into more of a normal market. What was happening the last 3 years was not normal. There's no way. Now we're shifting into more of a normal market. And so we have to do the work right now. We have to put in the time. We need to connect with others, connect with our database. We need to connect with others in our marketplace and do the work and put our head down. And I think it was Glenn Stearns, the billionaire, he says, don't confuse effort with results. And he said one of his keys to success is endure more pain than anyone else. So that was, a couple of my quick nugget takeaways to just put in the work, put in the time. This market is a normal market. And like I always say, buyers are buying, sellers are selling. There is, it's the 5 Ds, death, divorce, diplomas, diapers, and the daily grind. Homes are selling every day. We just need to get our unfair share. That's
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. And guys, there's going to be about 5 million transfers in the next 12 months in the United States. There's going to usually be 2 agents involved in those transactions. So literally 10 million transactions. And as Tom said, there's going to be people that get married. By the way, who would know about someone getting married?
Pastors.
Pastors, absolutely. Kim, who else?
Wedding planners for sure.
100%. Wedding planners. How about photographers? How about caterers?
Yeah.
Okay, who would
Facebook.
know about, yep, there you go, Facebook. How about people that are getting divorced? Who knows about that?
Attorneys.
Attorneys.
Divorce attorney. It's one of the, unfortunately, the best referral sources out there if you have the right relationship. Okay, who knows about people that are going to be born?
Doctors. Nurses.
Doctors, yeah, nurses for sure. How about doulas? Right? How about midwives? Kat and I had 2 home births. Our midwife has delivered 525 babies as of 19 years ago. So who knows how many now, My point is that she has contact with a lot of people having babies, and babies often precipitate a move, right?
Mhm.
So what I want you guys to be thinking about, like when Tom refers to those 5 Ds and these big reasons why people are buying and selling homes, I want you to be thinking about who would know about that before it occurs. Those are the ones you want to build relationships with, okay? All right, who else has got an aha from Vegas? Kim, fire away.
I do. I just love the fact how it started out all about health, our health and what we put into our bodies, and how if we don't have our health, we don't have anything. And just all about the mindset and building relationships with people, like honest, genuine relationships. And just ask the TMA, tell me about yourself, and just the endless growth opportunities. And all we have to do is literally just pick up our freaking phone and make calls and do the work to make it happen. So everything was just so motivating. I loved it.
Yeah, well, and I know you have built a tremendous referral face group by Cali, and you probably connected with a bunch of your folks there as well, didn't you?
Yeah, it was really nice to build the relationships and actually get to know these agents throughout the United States that I would have never known. And then I started that network. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Randy Bird, how's Coach Bird? What you got for us, buddy?
What's up, buddy? Thank you. I appreciate it. Health stood out to me too. That was really kind of the main message that I got from majority of the EXP events, especially Glenn Sanford. And I love the emphasis he's given health, because without health, we don't have wealth, right? That is our wealth. And too many agents tie success and wealth at the cost of their health and their families and all these other things. So I really love the fact that we're taking that charge and leading the industry in health, and Inman and everybody else caught on to it as well. I think that's really not only brilliant, but I think it's the right thing to do. And so that was inspiring for me. Nick, I'm not going to take your thunder. I'm going to say one thing. Hopefully it doesn't take away from you, but he said 4 or 5 things that were really impactful for me. I'm sure you're going to touch on those, but the one thing for me was mindset. And then I did a mastermind on mindset with an amazing panel, but he said that you have to control what you consume, especially in the AM. I'm a big AM morning routine guy. You have to control this day to day. The mind is a garden. Don't kill it. Are we spraying weed killer on our mind in the morning and killing our garden? And the garden will grow if you just water it. And I see so much negative mindset right now. And I feel more like a freaking therapist sometimes than I do a real estate coach. I'm being honest, but it's okay, because I'm committed to those committed to changing. And I want to hear it so we could learn and grow from it. It's the ones that don't understand that they're creating their own self-sabotage. And so for me, the health focus, the mindset is all blended together for an amazing event. And I had some guests there, massive guests. I mean, like leaders of almost nations, it feels like. And they got the same thing from it. They got that this company is different, and they're all in on EXP now, which is refreshing. And it reminded me that events build belief. And so every guest that I had there had this incredible experience that I didn't have much part in, right? I made sure they got to the right party. I made sure they got in front of people that maybe they wanted to meet or something, but that was just me. I was just being a chaperone, right? I didn't do anything amazing. The event did the amazing lifting. And so that for me is really a reminder and a takeaway that events build belief. And after every single event, I wish I had another dozen people there after every single event. So if you didn't make it and you're hearing these highlights, don't be grief about it. Don't be in a place of like disappointment or depression or whatever it is. Just commit to the next event. Commit to Cabo. Cabo sold out. We'll make it work for you. If you start early, if you commit now, we can make it work for you, even though it's sold out. And then for me, the last thing that was really, really special for me is I got to go golfing after the event. So, Tom says it the best, in the hallways is where all the magic happens. And that's very true. And then afterwards, getting to spend 3 days out in the desert with Brent and Jean and the families was really, really special for me. I love those guys. They're my people. just like your people, right? Don and Tom, Matthew, Russ, we're your people. And so all of a sudden, when you look at the proximity of my life, I have all my people in my life. We get to go to Tahoe, we get to go to Vegas, we get to go to the desert. And, it's a special, special thing. So that's all I got, but it was a powerful event for me.
I love it. And I do want to know, as a result of that golf, did you lighten up Brent and James' wallets a little bit?
I'll tell you what, I'll be back in 30 seconds. I'm going to show you something.
Matthew, chime in while Randy's away.
Well, I know what he's going to get. He's going to get some new shirts. I'm sure of it. Probably a bunch of them, hopefully. So, yeah. So, first off, we had a guest, actually, Brent Silberbauer. Here's the amazing thing is I preach this all the time, that you should invite all the way up until the last minute. I mean, literally the morning of the event. And we had a Zoom together, Brent and I, with a young lady, Lindsay Porter, and she's on here. And it was literally the night before. I want to say it was at 6 p.m. on Monday evening or Tuesday evening, Monday evening. She can clarify. It was the night before, whatever it was. And he had an extra ticket. He was coachable. I said, buy an extra ticket. And he was new. He's only been in 90 days. So this was like 60 days ago. And he goes, geez, Louise, okay, I got to buy a ticket for me and another one. And I go, yep, trust me, we'll get it. We'll utilize it. And he was trying to sell it a couple times on Workplace, didn't go through. God had a plan. And Lindsay was on the Zoom and he said, hey, I got an extra ticket. If you want to be crazy and go tomorrow, hop on a plane. And she went. And so she didn't know what she was getting into. She was with Coldwell Banker. She's now officially with EXP. Yay. So I asked her to share a little bit as someone, crazy, and her motto, which I love, is do it scared. And so Lindsay, if you would come off mute there a little bit and kind of share some of your ahas about your first event, EXPCon.
Morning. I did not expect to be on Zoom this morning. I was just out running. So this is what you
Nice.
get.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it was a great event. It was awesome to meet all you guys in person and like see who I'd be getting into business with. I think my biggest takeaway was just mindset, and kind of like Matthew said, just everything you want's on the other side of fear. And I just felt like it was a time that I needed to step into something new for my business and, be able to learn from people that are further ahead than me, and kind of up level everything. So I felt like this would be a great fit, got to meet everybody, and it felt like a great next step, and I'm super excited. So thanks for having me.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thanks for coming.
sharing.
Yeah, we Tom and I had some guests that made the decision to come actually from the East Coast 4 days before the event. Okay. And big production team, big KWTL, and they had a tremendous time as well. And just to show you what an animal Tom Daves is, as we got even closer, he goes, well, you know what? I'm going to call people in Vegas. They could just come over. So Tom, what do you think? He gets us another meeting with a total business builder. And she came and met us in one of the cafes. And now we're in really deep dialogue with her, and she's an impressive business builder. So it just goes to show you what's possible. Thank you, Tom. All right, you guys, we've got a few more minutes. Who else? I know Doug was there. I know Hadley was there. I know Brett was there. One of the three of you guys, do you want to share an aha?
Yeah, this is my first EXPCon, and I kind of took away that we need to have our habits in order, and health is important. So I've been running every morning. I try not to look at my phone for the first 30 minutes of the day, and it just sets that mindset. Because with this change in market and everything that we're experiencing as agents, we're gonna need to double down on what we're doing in order to stay relevant. So also, I just met incredible people. I was in Randy's little suite, and I just realized I was talking to Dave Lawson, who did $296 million in transactions last year in Park City, just switched over from Engel and Volkers. And I have some agents with Engel and Volkers that I can now kind of leverage that. So it's just the people you meet, the energy that you feel. You just want to better yourself after going to these events. And it's incredible. So I actually bought a ticket to Cabo while I was there, because I'm not gonna miss that. So I'm committing myself and just getting those habits, morning routines, so that we can grow as individuals. And this is the place that you meet like-minded individuals that help grow your business.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, Hadley is in Fallon, Nevada. He's an icon level producer and has a tremendous business there. He did a client appreciation event here not too long ago and filled an entire movie theater with his folks, and he hasn't even been in the business barely 3 years. I mean, so if you got referrals for Fallon area, Reno, etc., then he's your man. Thanks for being there, Hadley.
Hey, Hadley, we didn't get to golf this time. We'll golf in Cabo, but I think you'll appreciate this. I just want to show you a little Coyote Springs, Wolf Creek. Wolf Creek. Look at this.
I told him
5,
you were bringing
6,
out all the goods.
7, 8, 9.
That's
Sure.
over $1,000. That's over
9
$1,000
shirts
bucks.
from Brent Gove and James Stroop. Gene and I just slaughtered them. We took them to the cleaners. I hope they watch this video, because Gene and I were just on point. And I've been sleeping with my putter. We did the best we could do. So I knew that was for you, Hadley.
I should have took that bet.
I love it.
I got a
love
shirt
it.
for you too, Hadley, just for the spirit of the game.
Way to go, Randy. We
Thank you.
You know, I think that in spite of you lightening their wallet, I think they're going to be okay.
It's not about the wallet. Trust me on this one. Matthew knows, Don knows, Tom knows. This is not about the wallet. This is about me representing the day next time I wear the shirt with them. So
Perfect. Awesome.
thank
Brett?
you, though. It was fun.
Absolutely. You look like you got something to share, buddy. You're on mute, though. We don't have your audio.
No, he's,
How am I now? Can you hear me now?
there you go.
Yes,
I had to click the
sir.
button, turn on. Absolutely. Thanks, Don.
Sounds like
So
a radio DJ.
I love the way that Mr. Billionaire Glenn Sanford said, hey, pain is the first motivator, right? But once you're past the pain, you've got to get a purpose, right? You got to make sure you're so just a reminder that you've got to focus on what is the bigger purpose of what you're doing, right? What you're building for your family, for your future, for your legacy, for other people. All of those things fit together. Pain is the first thing. And the thing is, he said, if you forget about the purpose, you move into a coastal, you kind of start to coast, and we all start to coast, then it naturally it moves us back into pain. And so we've got to, it's just that constant reminder of what is your purpose, and why are we doing what we're doing? I read the book, The Purpose Driven Life. I try to read it about every morning, just like a couple chapters. I think it's the second most popular book ever sold, something like that. I've heard that. And so it's an amazing book. And so that really stuck with me. A number of other things too. You got to build a dream team, right? You've got to build, values and culture and tenacity. And you got to bring the people with you to do that. And so I'm honored, by the way, to have Lindsay on the team and Sierra as well. I'm she's on the call today. And of course, Brent and Derek. And so we're growing, and it's just really cool to see everyone come together, get to know each other more, and support each other at EXPCon. So yes, please go to the next one with all of us. It's so much fun.
Yeah, no, and Sierra was there. She came over and gave me a hug during the NIP talk, by the way. So it was great to connect with her. Yeah, you guys, a few takeaways for me. One was, Randy talked about, by the way, Randy, that's a really great quote. Without health, we don't have wealth. I wrote that down. Thank you. And So the other thing you guys might have noticed was that Glenn appointed himself CEO of Success. That should tell you, that should signal to you that the Success brand is going to be a big deal. I know, several of us have gotten involved with the coaching program there, and that is amazing. And but this health component of it, I think, is really going to be powerful. And to Hadley's point, we need to double down right now. This is not a time for complacency. The market has absolutely shifted. We need to go on our toes, and we need to have the energy to do whatever it takes to make it happen, right? For ourselves, for our families, and for our team. And so I was really interested to see how Glenn was really stepping into that role. So pretty excited about that. I wanted to just speak on Nick. This guy, and by the way, if anybody knows how to spell Nick's last name, will you please put it in the chat so that people could look this gentleman up? Here's a guy that was born without legs, with one arm, one finger on the one arm that he did have. And you could not meet a more positive guy. I mean, this is a guy that took his circumstance and actually made a study of psychology, because he realized that he was different. And if he did not have an understanding of his personal psychology, of his mindset, of his focus, he could have very easily fallen into a feeling of despair or victimhood. And man, that was not what he was about. He shared with us that we get what we focus on magnifies. And I was very inspired by him. Just watching him, just picture a guy that, how speakers will move across the stage. And this was a, huge stage. He was a keynote speaker, okay? This guy, to move from one spot to another on the stage, he would put one hand down, lift his entire body, and hop to the other side of the stage. And he did this about 10 times during the event. It was really amazing to watch and to see his spirit, the strength of his communication, the clarity. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but then he followed up with emails to us, communicating. I mean, he has got it going on. And it just goes to show you that, you don't have to have movie star good looks like Mr. Tom Daves, okay? If you are determined to do what it takes, you can do it. Whatever your perceived weakness is. So he really did make an impression on me, and I was grateful to be there. Eric, I see you've got your hand up. Quickly share with us a little something.
Yeah.
We're up at the 30, but
I know, so I'll keep it really fast. And just so grateful to be here. One of the things that said, there's so many nuggets, and we all heard that, but somebody said in one of the coaching sessions, EXP is so much more than a real estate company. And that just really rang true for me, because one of the things that attracted me is this personal development. And I've doubled and tripled down on my personal development. Again, also going back with Glenn's backing of the health, I just haven't seen it. I've seen success-driven people live unhealthy lives and unhealthy work balance. And when you have the fastest growing, largest real estate company in the world, and the CEO is like, look, you need to be healthy to be successful, and you need to be right. And so it's so amazing. And that's really what it was. And there were so many moments there, but the people and the connections, like yesterday, I got to talk to a lead that I was just another agent, and it would have just been a nice call. But because I met Brett, and we've now seen each other twice at these different events, I'm trying to like, hey, I got an opportunity for you. And Brett said, let's just get on a call. And I sat next to Hadley and on a couple sessions, and we were like, we need to do VAs. We need to do the collaboration. And one of my best moments was also telling Tom, hey, Tom, can you sit down with me for 15 minutes? And that guy did, and it was awesome. And I want to thank you because, and I said, thank you for being accessible, because what's really showed me is all these people with tremendous success have that giving mentality, that servant leadership, and it inspires me. It gets me to want to emulate that and to pay it forward. And so this company had all the values. I mean, and every time I go to an event with EXP, it's mind blown on, it just keeps leveling up. And it's funny, they even had a Pride network, which I just joined in there and met Jessica Nieto and chatting with folks. And so every time I engage, I get a 10x outcome of things and places to go and connect with. So just doubling down, EXP is so much more than a real estate company. And I'm so glad that we're all on this journey. You know, sitting down for a 3-hour lunch with Deb and Denise talking about God is enhancing my spiritual journey and connecting with the people. So as much as I'm talking about real estate, I'm talking about all this leveling up and change. And it's just really phenomenal. So thank you all. And Don, thank you for recruiting me. I really, if I hadn't spent that time with you and you hadn't had that patience with me, I wouldn't be here.
Well, we really appreciate having you on the team, Eric. Thank you. So Troy, bring it home, baby. What you got to share?
Don, you're the man. And yeah, I mean, that conference was rocket fuel. And I think Matthew Stewart left, but I need to thank him. I didn't get to say thank you in person, but we were on a agent attraction call. And he's like, Troy, you going to EXP Con in 2 weeks? I'm like, no. And he's like, why not? And I'm like, okay, I'm going. And so he said, reach out to Don, see if he has a ticket. You connected me, put me in a, aligned me with the person. I bought the room, bought the ticket, was there, had a great roommate, had a great time, connected with some people that you introduced me to. And it was really like rocket fuel. I was meeting with team leaders and, you've inspired me to build my own team, and we're doing that. I mean, Evergreen right now, we're going to go, we just brought on someone last week, and thanks to Megan for your support and onboarding. So really just the culture, the support, the collaboration. But the biggest thing I learned from Glenn was to educate and inspire. That is our job. Our job is not to sell. And when we can help other people get what they want in life, we will get what we want in life. And so that was awesome. Randy Bird's talk was great. Just intention, focused intention was key in a land of distraction. So thank you for the community. Thank you for the opportunity. It was great.
Hey, thanks for you making the commitment to be there. And I'm excited to help you build. So make
Thank
sure
you.
you've got a ticket to Cabo. And if you don't, hit me up and we will figure it out.
I booked that in Dallas.
Okay, you're ahead of the
Yeah.
curve.
Yep.
All right, you guys, fantastic. We really do have something unique here, and I'm so grateful for each of you and the fact that Randy Bird reached out to me and asked me to take another look at EXP. It's really been life-changing, and it's enabled me to get in relationship with each of you, and it's just wonderful. So thank you. Have an awesome day, and we will see you soon. I think, Tom, do you want to give your Freedom Friday a pitch? What you got cooking, man?
Yeah, so this Friday, we have a secret guest that's going to be a surprise, big baller. You're all going to love it. Don't want to miss it. So this Friday, 9 a.m. All right. It's a
Awesome.
secret.
Cool. All right. All right, everybody. As Tom would say, you have been given the inspiration. Now let's see the perspiration. Actually, I'd rather not see it, but let's just have it. Okay.
See you
Smell it.
later.
All right. Thank you.